when you first set up your ACT database, especially if you've done a data import from other sources such as Excel files or maybe even your Outlook, you may end up with duplicate contact records. So with ACT for Web, here is a suggestion on how to work through those duplicate contact records. So again, this is when you first set up your database. If some time has passed and you've added some history and some information to the different tabs, you would want to use the scan for duplicates feature in ACT. But for this segment, we're going to focus on just right when your database is set up and you don't have any history or notes or attached documents. You're just working with the records. So what I suggest is first go to groups and set up a new group by clicking on the groups button on the left, and then at the top you click on new. And since this is just a temporary group I'm going to be working with to clean up my duplicates, I'm going to put the letter A, on here so it shows up at the top of my groups. And then I'll just hit the save button. So now I have a new group called duplicate records that I'm going to be working with. And then what you want to do is go back to your contacts area. So I'm just going to click on contacts. And here I'm going to look up all contacts. So at the top left, you would just click on look up all contacts, and that will bring you that will pull up all your contacts. And then you want to click on list view. It says list view. What list view is going to do is bring them all up in a view that you can sort and have visibility to your whole database. So now I'm going to just sort on the contact name by clicking the column header for contact. And then I'm going to start going through my database. And what I want to do is just start picking up the records that appear to be duplicates and putting them in that group so that I can work through them. So the next thing you want to do is click on tag mode, because that allows you to multi-select records. So here already I see that I have 2 of the record for Tom Barnes, and then I can keep going down and then see if I have any other. It looks like I have another couple for Stephen Browder. Now, when you do this, be aware that if you click on the actual contact name, it's going to bring you to that record. So you want to click anywhere but actually on the contact name. So you can click to the left of it or the right of it, but you don't want to click on the contact name. So then you can continue to go through your database and find any other records that appear to you to look like they might be duplicates. Once you have that done, then you would click on this button which says Lookup Selected. That's telling ACT that the records that I selected in tag mode, I actually want to bring up. So now I have these 4 records. And then what I want to do is add those to my duplicate group, because again, that duplicate group is where you can work through the records as you have time and do the cleanup. So I'm going to go back to groups. And here I'm on my duplicate record group. I'm going to click on contacts, which is right down here. And then I will have the ability to add, it's called the lookup in ACT when you pull up more than one record. So I will have the ability, I apologize, it's this button, add remove contacts. So I click that button, and then I'm going to click contacts. Now this is where you want to really pay close attention. In this drop down, I want to select current lookup. That's going to bring up those people that I tagged. And then I'm going to use this double arrow to send them into the group. So over here, you're just looking at the records, but to actually put them in the group, you would click on the double arrow and they would go into that group. Now I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to hit OK again. So you can, and again, the nice thing is, if you find some duplicates and put them in there to work on, and then you have phone calls to make, you can always come back and find those. And in a couple days, if you see some more duplicates, you would just add them to the group. So now what you can do is, I'm just going to go back to my contact screen, and whenever you have the time to actually work through those duplicates, you can go back to the group, click on duplicate records, and then over here on the right, there is a magnifying glass. And if you click it, it's going to actually pull all the records up in your duplicate group, okay? And this is where you can start working through these records. It's going to pull them all up. Now I'm going to go to detail view because that's where I can see the records individually. So the first two records were for Stephen Browder. So if I toggle back and forth, so I've got this first record for Stephen, it looks like I've got an office phone and an email. If I go to the second record for him, I don't have much there. I just have the mobile phone, but I do want that. So I'm going to actually select that and then right click and copy it. Then go back to the other Stephen record and paste it into the mobile phone field. And then maybe double check to make sure there weren't any other fields that I missed. And then come back. So this is the record I actually want to keep. So now I can go to the duplicate Stephen record. And while I'm on that record, click on Contacts, Delete Contact. And then it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to delete this contact? Now here, be very careful because if you accidentally click on Delete Lookup, it's going to delete all 4 records. See how it says 2 of 4? It will delete all 4 records. So you want to be very specific and only delete the contact record that you're looking at. So just one record. So you would hit yes. And now you only have 1 record for Stephen Browder. And then again, if you want to go back and work on the other records in your contact group, you'd go to Contacts, go to that group, click on your Create Lookup magnifying glass. And you could actually, to remove this remaining record for Stephen Browder out of the group, this time you actually could click on his record, and we could have done it actually when I had it in the other view. But then on his record, you click on Groups and Companies, and then click on Add, Remove Contact from the group. And then over on the right is a list of all the groups that the record's in. So you select that, choose the single arrow to push him out of that group, and then hit OK. Because the idea is that this group is just a temporary holding place, if you will, for the duplicate records that you want to work with. So now we're back to the groups, duplicate records. I can click on Create Lookup. And in this case, we only have 2 left, but you could have more. And then we do the same exercise. We go to Detail View and just compare our records. So if I look at this record compared to that record, this record has much more information. And the first record, actually, there's so much more information on the second record that you probably could just delete the first record because it has a lot less information. But this is how you can work through your groups, make those comparisons, copy and paste fields if you need to, and clean up your database. I hope that helps. Thank you.